Hi, my name is Wudang Funk, and I am a Wudang monk, and this is the next portion of the Wudang method that I am here to share with you. It is the 8 basic steps. This is the most basic level of the Wudang footwork. The whole idea is that you are practicing keeping your balance in every direction that you step. Now, just the steps could be the first piece that you add, right? If I was teaching a class full of elderly people who are working on it for balance, I would definitely emphasize just the footwork, just the 8 steps portion of it, because that is actually really good. One could actually start there. The 8 pieces done with the 8 steps could be a logical second step to add in the Wudang method. But in the order that I'm going in, it makes sense this way too, right? Because if you learn the 8 basic movement skills, and then you learn to do it with one foot ahead of the other with your weight forward and back, and then you learn to do it with your weight on one leg, and then you learn to do it while shifting your weight, all of that will make the footwork easier and more successful when you do it. But like I said in other videos, you could put it together in different ways. This could be a logical first step or a logical second step. Well, doing the 8 steps with the 8 pieces of Brocade could be a logical second step, or doing just the footwork could be a logical first step. Anyways, so it's really simple. You have forward, back, left, right, and then you have the diagonals: forward, left, right, back, left. And so it's practicing being able to keep your balance and keep your footing in all different directions. So then that way you can control where you are with your feet, right? The most important part of a tree is its root. And so if you work on the footwork, that is more crucial to martial arts than working on the hand strikes, because without balanced footwork, you will not have your connection with the ground when you strike. And so this is practicing mobility in all of these directions. So let's start with just the basic 8 steps, and then we'll do it with the 8 pieces of Brocade. I have the camera angled somewhat down so that you can see my feet better. Okay, so the slower that you do it, the better. When you move quickly, you fling through, and the stronger parts of your body get to work the motion without the weaker parts of your body having to work. So the slower that you do it, and this is true of doing the Brocade exercises too, the slower that you do it, the more beneficial that it will be as a comprehensive workout for your body. So I recommend starting with a medium pace and gradually working on slowing it down, just like with the basic level of the 8 pieces of Brocade. So here, I want to stand upright. I want to have my posture. I want to have my balance. So first we do the footwork with holding the post, right? So make sure that you are balanced. Balance each layer. Eyes forward. Here's the trick. Don't look at your feet. Put your weight on one leg. Step forward with the other leg. Shift your weight forward. And then step up once that leg is empty, right? So I fill this leg. I empty this leg. I gradually empty this leg and fill this leg. And then I retract the empty leg. So now back. And I don't want to look down. I want to look forward, and I want to use my sense of touch to feel the ground and to feel the balance of my body, right? So I just walked in a square. So forward, right, back, left. Now it's the diamond. Forward, left. Forward, right. Back, right. And back, left. Okay, so these are the 8 basic directions that you can move. And if you can control your footwork, you can control where you are, and if you can keep your balance with your footwork, then you can have your footing wherever you're moving, and then your motion will be powerful no matter which direction that you're moving relative to the other person in a martial arts sense. But also, it just helps in a balance and health sense. So, once again, let's go through the basic steps. Forward. Right. Back. Left. You could go the other way too. Forward, left. Forward, right, as in the other way around the square and the other way around the diamond. Back, right. Back, left. All right, so now with the 8 pieces of brocade. And I mean, like we already did it with holding the post, right? You could have your arms up like this. In this case, I was just making sure that I had my posture while I was stepping, right? Make sure that if you're gonna practice this part, make sure you've at least learned the basic way of doing the 8 pieces of brocade first, which I illustrated in another video. So, press the sky. So, here's the thing. Your breath, you want to match with your step, and all of that is going to match press the sky, which teaches you your basic Taoist breathing, which is your hips open as you breathe in, and your hips close as you breathe out. So, I want my body to agree with myself. So if my legs are going apart, I want my hips to be opening, and therefore I want to be breathing in. And if my feet come together, then my hips are going to be closing, because that agrees with the way that my feet are moving, so I want to be breathing out. So ready? Press the sky. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. 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 Out. Adding this to your practice too accelerates your progress as well, because it works your hips from different angles. Okay, so let's go through that again one more time with listening, and then we'll do the other ones. So listening is taught first, or press the sky is taught first, because it's sort of the central piece that is important to being able to properly connect with the other ones, right? So what you want is not to step and then brocade, and is not to brocade and then step. You want to do it together. Ready? Here's another variant. Make sure you keep your shoulders down though. This is another way of thinking of press the sky, or another method of practicing press the sky. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep your posture. Breathe in. Tailbone points down. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Good. Let's do it with spiraling. Ready? And again, you could reverse any of these, as I mentioned in a different video. So I'm spiraled up. I'm going to breathe in, spiral down. Breathe out, spiral up. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. With compression and expansion, they're two sides of the same coin. Breathe in, breathe out. In, 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 out. Good, with differentiation. Now when you do it with differentiation, at least the basic way that you learn it at first, is my yang side is going to drive my yin side, okay? So the foot that remains when the other foot is stepping out, that's the yang side, the warm and bright side. That's going to drive the yin, the cool, the soft side. So, this side is yang, this side is yin. I breathe in, yang drives yin. I breathe out, yin draws the yang back in. In, out. In, out. In, out. This is my favorite feeling of all the footworks. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. All right, with turning. So here, I want to breathe in and I straighten out. Breathe out and I arch to the side. Breathe in, try to be fluid. Breathe out. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. Good. Now with spinning. Ready. Somehow I'm not stepping back far enough, I think. Breathe in. Breathe out. You can tell by where I end up. Breathe in. Out. 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 With pounding. So pound down the leg that you're going towards, at least for now. Again, you can reverse these. Breathe in. Breathe out. And don't worry about which hand goes out, because it can be same or opposite side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Just keep switching. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. With twisting. Again, like we did in the bow and arrow stance and in the single leg stance and in the shifting, drill your foot into the ground when you do it. Breathe in, or your feet. Breathe out. In. 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 Out. You'll notice I did that a little bit differently. That's the way I normally do it for myself. I didn't actually think about it before I did it. I just kind of did it the way that I do. So in Shen and silk reeling, you get one side twisting one way and the other side twisting the other way, right? So here in the normal exercise, right? If I drill my feet into the ground, if I have the coil up this leg going across to this shoulder going this way, and the coil up this leg and this hip up the spine, the other shoulder the other way, then what I get is this. And that works better for the footwork. Remember, it's one unified thing. It's not two separate things. It's a little bit more complex when you first think about it, but it's actually just as simple. So you could also do it like this. And you can also do it with the reverse twisting. But I showed you the way that I do it at first. That actually works better for the footwork, and that's why I showed it to you that way. All right, there you have it. The 8 basic steps of Wudang, right? And there will be more steps, right? This is just the next piece that I'm adding, but we'll turn it into 12 steps. And then we'll turn that into 36 steps. Then we'll go back and re-examine the 12 steps and add a 13th step. Well, that's all that I've got in store for you this week, and we will have more in store for you next week.